terms of the investment process, what we actually do is that pre-investment, we look at all the risks associated with the investment, so whether or not the investment is exposed to climate. And we were actually looking at something that relates to a business that has seafood, frozen seafood in its supply chain. So we were looking very much at what's the effect of climate change that's going to be on the sourcing of seafood, where are the fish going to migrate, etc. So these are some of the questions that we would consider as part of the ESG pre-investment due diligence. Once a company is actually brought into our portfolio, we then work with the company to integrate all these factors into a more cohesive strategy that involves both the risks and opportunities. And it really depends on the type of investment. So I mentioned a seafood company earlier. One of the other investments that we recently made was a diagnostic imaging provider in Australia called Lumus. So it's like one of the largest providers of diagnostic imaging services for healthcare. And in that business, actually, from the environmental perspective, what people don't actually realize is that for healthcare, if healthcare was a country in itself, it would be about 4% of the global emissions in the world. So actually, there's a lot that we can do in the healthcare space. And off hospitals or healthcare, actually the MRI machines, because they're huge magnets, they actually generate a lot of electricity. It's about 7 to 10% of a hospital's electricity. So there's a lot that we can do to help really talk to suppliers, try and get much more energy efficient, have better idling time protocols, etc. The other thing about a healthcare business is that it has to be a lot about the people that do the healthcare. So it's the radiologists, the sonographers, the people that actually read the reports. And all this has to do with a lot of like really trying to develop people, trying to develop good career paths and try to train people on the latest technology, maybe even incorporating AI into how we think about the business. So it's both from a pre-investment due diligence, post-investment, and I think at the end of the investment, we try to exit responsibly as well. So what that means is that we really try to highlight a lot of the ESG improvements that we've made in a company during our time of ownership. And we also try to find a buyer that really aligns with our ESG goals as well. So recently exited one of a large hospital investment called Island Hospital. And we exited to a Malaysian buyer called IHH, which a lot of you will probably be familiar with. And one of the things that we did throughout the sale process as well is to really help to handhold the doctors through the whole process, to really communicate about how the investment is going to be over the time of the when we hand over the investment. So those are some of the things that we think about as well when trying to exit responsibly.